following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WZWA Network, and welcome to my review show here of NXT Heatwave 2023 from, I guess it would have been August 22nd, 2023 from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. I am your host, as usual, Karlifornia. What a joy to be with you all once again. You know, I already did a review yesterday. What was that for? Oh, Impact in New Japan. That's right. So, and next weekend is going to be a hectic weekend because I'll be reviewing both days of NWA 75, AEW All In, and Impact Emergence. Oh, and 3 of those shows happen to be on the same day. Lucky me. Anyway, let's get on with Heatwave 2023. Excited for this one. I really did enjoy the last NXT PLA, so Heatwave I was looking forward to. Tony, hey T, how you fucking doing, Tone? How you fucking doing? He and Channing Stacks Lorenzo open the show. The intro, you know, there's always an intro to NXT now, some sort of comical thing that they do. They're by the pool. It's Heatwave. Channing is talking to Tony on the phone, saying that they need to meet up. Tony's, you know, saying that he's, you know, he's by the pool. He's enjoying himself by the pool. Channing ends up jumping past Tony, who's relaxing on a chair on a sunbed, I suppose you could say, next to a pool. Channing splashes into the water. The water goes all over Tony. So Tony then sends all of his friends. I don't know where they went, because soon after this, it was just those two. But all of his friends jumped in on top of Channing into the water. Very funny stuff. And it's still heaps more to go. They're talking about what's going to be happening on the shows. They're both laying on a sunbed next to one another, talking about Heatwave 2023. Tony D calls Dominik Mysterio his penitentiary paisan. This was actually really entertaining. So Tony and this is the best part. Tony and Stacks, right? They're on, like, you know, some floaties. What do you call them? Like floating, you know, the floating beds you have in the fucking pool. Anyway, they're on the floating beds in the pool next to each other talking, and Tony, hey, fucking doing to his friend Ange. Hey Ange, what the fuck you doing here? Huh? Ange arrives with all their friends, right? And they're all super hot. And Ange lets them know that, you know, they all want to join the party and want to get in the pool. And Tony and Stacks, the way that they both struggle to get off the floating devices, like in a panic. Oh shit, hot women are here. They struggle to get off. They greet them excitedly. Then there's a chick that Stacks is hitting on in the pool. I believe it's Santina Morella's daughter. Damn, she's hot. I wonder. Nah, I mean, who's Santino married to? Who's his wife? If his daughter's that hot, because he can't. I'm sorry, but Santino's not, like, you know, drop dead gorgeous or anything. So anyway, I love that they all have drinks in cups in the pool, even though there's clearly nothing been set up at poolside where they can put alcohol in their cup. Like, there's no bar, doesn't matter. That's just nitpicking, but a very hilarious opening to the show. Anyway, let's get underway with the show. NXT Heatwave 2023. Sorry, I just wanted to get the times for the matches on this show because I think it's important. So what of it, mate? Okay, so the first matchup, Ilja Dragunov taking on Trick Williams in a match that goes 12 minutes, 48 seconds. The last time I saw Trick wrestle, I thought he was definitely not ready. Now, clearly these two are having a match here because Trick cost Ilja the NXT championship at the last PLE. So I was interested to see how Trick was going to go here because last time I saw him wrestle, I was like, he's not ready. He's a little uncoordinated. he was a little bit rough at the beginning here. He got kicked in the head, front on by Ilja, but he front bumped, and I thought that was a bit odd. Dragunov was very stiff as usual, and that always makes it interesting. Trick hit a great drop kick, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Trick also copped a German suplex on the floor on the outside. So you know, he was rising to the occasion. Let's say that. We got picture in picture again. The commercials. Skip, fucking skip. I like this. Trick needed to be put through the paces. He needed to show some aggression. There's some great selling from Ilja, especially the facial expressions. Trick, go and beat your ass. Trick, go and beat your ass. Is that the chant that was happening? Yeah. Trick, go and beat your ass. Trick, go and beat your ass. That was a fantastic chant, everyone. Usually I get pissed off with the crowd, and I hate the crowd. But the crowd did very well here on this show. Big time flapjack and running knee from Trick. This was the match that Williams needed. Because last time I saw him wrestle, it was rough, boy. Rock bottom off the second rope. But I always call it Uranagi now. It was a rock bottom, bro. On Ilja, and he just kicks out. Trick then got powerbombed, and then Ilja did that thing where he just slams the forearm into his face. Trick kicked out of that, but then he did it again off the second rope, and Ilja got the win. So, you know, a great showing for Trick. Ilja gets the win, and I'm sure this will lead to some sort of shit going on with Carmelo Hayes and Wesley. Excuse me, just needed a sip of 7-Up. Coming up next, here we go. Tyler Bate is backstage, and he's doing Tai Chi. Nathan Frazer shows up with his trophy, right? And without even opening his eyes, Tyler greets Nathan. And Nathan doesn't understand how Tyler knew it was him without even seeing him. I did laugh at it. Okay, but this is what I don't like, okay? Why is Nathan Frazer walking around the fucking building with his massive fucking trophy? It looks heavy. Why would he do that? No one's doing that. No one would do that. They do it all the time. They have the champions walking around with their belt. Like, you mark, bro. You mark. No, don't let him walk. Well, it doesn't matter because he lost it later. So, but fuck, man. Like, it's just annoying. No one does that in real life. Like, just walking around with this massive lump of trophy. I don't fucking think so. I've got to cut back on the swearing. Because you know what? If I was a wrestler on the roster and I was, you know, offered a shot at the, I was offered a shot at the Heritage Cup, I wouldn't accept it. I'd be like, no, thanks. Nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. Like, I'll go after the North American title or something, or get a tag partner, go for the tag titles, because I don't want that fucking thing. Like, how do you fit it in your suitcase? Does it just go on the road with the, you know, or do they just leave it there at the performance? They probably just leave it there. Where's he going? But if they do go out the area, then I'm sure it just gets popped on one of the trucks. I don't know, but either way, you got to pretend that this is real, right? So he's walking around with his fucking trophy. Anyway, Ali walks in on Dom and Rhea. I thought there was a fucking eyelash there. Something was distracting me. Okay, let's keep going. Ali walks in on Dom and Rhea in their locker room. Poor verbiage. This whole thing stunk, man. Sorry. The verbiage on that promo backstage was terrible. You didn't need it. If you just wanted to get Ali on the show, fair enough. But for me, I just thought it was pointless. Anyway, let's move forward, hey? Ivy Nile takes on Schism's Ava, aka the Rock's daughter. So I'm going to keep going on about that until I forget about it. But I just think it's funny that Dwayne Johnson was definitely watching Heatwave, because this is kind of her first match from what I've gathered, or at least that I've seen. I don't know why I found it funny, like the wrestling fans, that just way that they are is funny, isn't it? Like the theme song for the heels hit, and there's people in the crowd going, like, with no facial expression, like they're in the group or something. What's wrong with you people? Ava will have a microscope on her. She's the Rock's daughter. I thought she did good. She obviously needs more reps. She needs more reps. She will get them. She will improve quicker than Jade Cargill for that very reason. Now, don't get upset if you're an AEW fan and I just said something about someone from AEW, but Jade only got to wrestle like once every 2 weeks. Maybe sometimes once every 3 weeks. Now that YouTube show is gone, some of these more inexperienced people are going to have a hard time over there, but that's the problem. Over in WWE, you wrestle 4 or 5 times a week. You get more reps, bro. You need those reps. So that's where improvement will come. You know, you put Lashley in there with Fit Finlay on SmackDown years ago. Lashley was still kind of green at the time. By the time that they were done working together, mate, Lashley was like twice the performer he was before. So it's reps. It's all about reps. Unless you're fucking Logan Paul and just you happen to be really good at everything straight away. So Ivy was getting pretty much dominated this whole match, but then with one reversal into that dragon sleeper she does, where she like, I don't know how the fuck she does that. She chokes Ava out and gets the victory. Surprising finish. Then all the dickheads with those stupid yellow masks get involved. And this is something that I did not like happen on this show over and over again. Okay. So Ivy lays waste to a couple of these fuckers in the yellow masks. And the segment just ends. And it's like there's still people out there, there's still drama taking place. Why are you cutting from that to backstage? Why would that happen? I was really confused. Whose fucking idea was that? I'll get to that later on. There's something else that really makes it stand out. Let's keep going. But yeah, that match was all right. It was quick though. Wesley backstage with Ilja. It's so, oh God, why is the writing for Wesley so shit? Can someone make him interesting, please? Like the way he says that, he's going to be walking out NXT champion. No one talks like that, bro. I know it's wrestling. I'm sorry, everyone. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood this weekend because I was kind of harsh on the Impact New Japan show as well. But anyway, let's move forward to the NXT Heritage Cup. Nathan Frazer with Tyler Bate at ringside taking on Noam Dar with Metaphor. Not Metaphor, Metaphor. Very clever. Noam's entrance is going to give somebody a seizure, dude. Jooseyboy, don't watch that, okay? Don't watch a Noam Dar or a Metaphor entrance because you will have a seizure. It's good to see a group or group mixings in WWE these days with men and women because, they actually do interact with one another on some level. Remember how like they used to keep them just so separate? It was almost like they just never even came into contact on the show. I think they need to do that more often. To be honest, I think they need to be having way more stories involving like the men and the women fucking each other and stuff. Come on, you put hundreds of hot people in an arena, something sexy is going to happen. I need more sexy. Come on. Anyway, round one ends. I did not enjoy round one. I was like, this sucks. So who's it again? It's Noam Dar and Nathan Frazer. Okay. So I didn't even notice, but I think Noam Dar was up 1-0, and I don't remember how he ended up being up a pinfall to 0. But anyway, they go to a commercial break. During the break, dude, Dabba-Kato, I can't remember how it's pronounced. He came out and he chokeslammed Tyler Bate onto the fucking ring apron. And I'm like, this happened during the break? Fuck you, man. Why would you do that to me? You know how excited I would have been to see him. Oh, man, I was so disappointed, but he chokeslammed him onto the ring apron. I'm just really annoyed. I know that they showed a replay of it, but man, I would have liked to have, because I skip the picture-in-picture shit. I hate that. I'm not squinting to try and see what's happening. I'm such a whinger. Anyway, but yeah, remember when Cody had Orange Cassidy get a pin in a match during picture-in-picture, like it was some genius master plan? Well, you know, the idea was is that anything can happen even during picture-in-picture. So shut up. He was so full of himself back then, like he was this master booker, and him and Tony were fuck up, man. What a mood I'm in. Frazer was down 1-0 at the end of round 2. He hit a good running shooting star press at the end of round 2, but could not get a pin. I was actually thinking, man, I want Noam Dar to win the thing back. I want him to win it. I don't know why. I just wanted him to win it. Although I'm not sure about his hair. Again, I don't like the pigtails, and especially the plaited pigtails. All right? It's okay on a chick, but Noam, Matt Riddle, stop it. You look stupid. Isn't it funny how on a girl it looks normal, but on a guy, I think it looks stupid. Anyway, Frazer gets a pin after a superplex, and then like after he's a superplex, sorry, he stands back up. Like I hate that no sell of the superplex now. It's like beforehand you'd hit a superplex and you had to sell as well. That's the whole idea of the superplex. You're taking yourself out as well as your opponent, but they're getting hurt worse because the ferocity of being flipped over onto their back is much more hardcore, I suppose you could say, than just landing on your own back. But now everyone just does it because Seth Rollins decided that he needed to do that and follow it up with a Falcon Arrow. Fuck you. Okay. Anyway, so he got the pin there. Anyway, he goes for a Phoenix Splash during picture-in-picture. I managed to spot this, and I saw it, and it was cool. It was caught in a triangle choke on the way down. I thought that was very cool. Then they go to another. Oh, no, they don't. This was the break that I'm talking about. The whole commercial break. The 5th round was like down to about 25 seconds when they came back. I'm like, the 5th round is almost done after going to commercial. Shit. Frazer hits a great dive to the outside, taking out both the blokes there. As Frazer tries to get in the ring to go for a pin on Noam Dar, who looks like he's out for the count, Lash Legend grabs Nathan's foot. And he's trying to get to Noam, but he can't because she's holding onto his foot. And he's still trying to go. Dude, just turn around and fucking stop on her fucking leg. Fucking stop on her fucking arm. Just stop on it. Don't keep trying to pull away. Turn around and stop on it. Fucking hell, man. Why would you keep pulling? You kick her arm away. Or just turn and look at her. I don't know, but he just kept on trying to pull. No. Noam ends up catching Nathan again with a submission, which was really great. Nathan ended up missing a Phoenix Splash, and then Noam Dar hit like this running kick or whatever it was, and he pinned Nathan Frazer. And I was super pumped up about this, and I wrote, "Suck dick, Nathan." And then I wanted Metaphor to put the boots to Nathan Frazer. I wanted them to put the boots to him, but they didn't. Okay, we go backstage after this, and Ava is talking to a camera that she's holding with 2 of her goons behind her. You know what? There's been something about her that I've been trying to figure out. Something about when she talks. I'm like, there's something that's odd, and I can't figure out what it is. When she uses her P's and B's, like say she's saying the word backstage, she will say backstage. Like her teeth will hit her bottom lip. What's the word P? Let's say penitentiary. She'll say penitentiary. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I've ever seen people talk like that before. I don't know, because usually P and B, your lips, your bottom and this is such a dumb thing that I'm going on about. Your bottom and top lip touch each other. B P, not B P. It's just something I noticed. It's just something that I noticed. It's not nothing bad. It's actually kind of cute in a way. I don't know why. Anyway, right. Oh gosh, Tiffany's here, boys. Here comes Tiffany Stratton. But I'm mad, bro. Don't cut her entrance. Don't cut her entrance, okay? That is really annoying. You give me a Wesley entrance later and you cut Tiffany's, bite me. Isn't she hot as hell, dude? And her voice is so annoying and so sexy for some reason. It really is. It's just an annoying voice, but for some reason, it's really hot as well. Anyway, she's telling a story, a little history lesson on what's been happening with Tiff Tiff. Clearly, this is all set up for her to be interrupted. I did not like this segment, I'll be honest with you, okay? She names all the top women in the business who were the champ, and that, you know, they're nothing compared to her, whatever it was she was saying. It was very cookie cutter verbiage that she was given. And she says that she's at the Tiffy top. That was pretty good. That made me laugh. But of course, here comes Gigi Dolan interrupting, and I'm like, oh shit. This is my fantasy come true here. Where's Cora Jade? Anyway, look, I'll stop being a fucking hornbag, okay? Shit, I'm sorry. I'm a fucking hot-blooded male. I loved Tiffany's attitude to Gigi. That was great stuff. She was really annoyed by her presence. Sorry, I keep touching my nose. I've got a bit of a runny nose. Anyway, I'm really excited about Tiffany and Gigi here. And then fucking Kiana James comes out. And I'm like, go away. Like, we were fine. And I'm like, who just lets these chicks just walk out there? Like, where Gorilla is, the Gorilla position, do they just have a bunch of microphones just sat there and people just walk in and just grab one and walk out there? Like, they're running a show here. This is a TV show. This is a wrestling show. If this were real, I always like to look at things if this were real, right? Who just lets them just grab a mic and walk out there? That's the stuff that I love about wrestling, is that these things that just wouldn't make sense in real life, they happen all the time. Anyway, Tiffany was loving what Kiana was saying about Gigi Dolan, right? She really, really loved it. But then Kiana said something about Tiffany and whatever. And then all of a sudden, Tiffany flips and she's really insulted by Kiana now. This is so stupid, but awesome. Blair Davenport comes out too. And I'm like, how many mics do you have there? So I write down, this has been fun, but it's kind of badly written. And they're talking about Blair Davenport being beaten up by Roxanne Perez in the supermarket. Kiana James said, clean up on aisle Blair. And I'm like, that was so shit. That was so shit and fake, Kiana. Clean up on aisle Blair. Shut up. You're not funny. And I really laughed. This is great. You know, I love this segment. Blair said to Gigi, you know what, Gigi? You don't want to mess me. Fuck, let me try that again. You know what, Gigi? You don't want to mess with me, yeah? Like, this is so English. I love it. So I just thought this was getting ridiculous. And Roxanne Perez comes out, and I'm like, just bring everyone out. Why not? Roxanne Perez ends up clocking Tiffany, and then all of a sudden, because she hit Tiffany, the other girls just start fighting each other. It was a mess of a segment, but I loved it, and it might have been my favorite thing on the show. But here's the thing, there's action. They're fighting in the ring, and they cut away again. Why would anyone cut away? Who knows? Something really exciting might happen. Why would they cut away? They just cut away to like Drew Gulak, you know, and he's, I don't know, at a ring somewhere in a training facility. Some guy approaches him, who I guess has been doing some work around the place, cleaning things, tightening the ropes. I don't know. I don't know who this guy was, and I don't know if this is a character or something, but like I could not understand what the guy was saying at all. I don't know if it's a guy that has like speech problems or something, but I really couldn't had a hard time following what he was saying. I'm not picking on him or anything. I actually might do a little bit of research and see if I can find more out about this guy. But anyway, he ends up getting choked out by Dempsey. Let's just move forward, okay? Judgment Day make their entrance to the ring, and then this is what I love. They've made their entrance, they're in the ring, and now on the big screen these things are taking place, and they're just standing there waiting. Ava has another promo, and I believe that's where it's revealed that the two goons behind her were in fact the Diamond Mine, and she gets attacked by Ivy Nile. Then Metaphor are having some bubbly, and by the way, Rhea and Dom are still standing in the ring. They're having some bubbly. Then someone comes up to Noam Dar and gives him a letter. It's from the Heritage Cup Committee. Get fucked. Get fucked. There is no way the Heritage Cup has a committee. A committee of how many people? Get out of here. Who's getting paid to be on this fucking committee? Oh, like they need a GM, dude. Bring back William Regal. The Heritage Cup Committee. You know what? It pops me. It's going to be a tournament, a global tournament, or for whatever reason, and the winner's going to challenge Noam Dar at No Mercy, which is the next PLE. All right, we're getting close to the end here, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit thirsty. I've been talking so much. Okay. The Judgment Day. Dom, Rhea, take on Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria. Or is it Lyra? Whatever. But at the beginning, you know what? Dom's getting pretty good at the ring. I know there's a lot of, kind of AEW type fans go, I can't wrestle. Like, you can't wrestle, fat ass. So they're really trying with Dragon Lee here. I think he'll probably be the one to take the North American title from Dom. I'm sure that will take place at No Mercy. NXT, they get all the awesome pay-per-view names, don't they? They get all the awesome ones. Got Heatwave here from ECW. No Mercy. You got Halloween Havoc. There's another Great American Bash. You know, if only they just made Spring Break and Spring Stampede, that'd be done. But anyway, let's keep moving forward. You know what? NXT Living Dangerously. That would be cool. Anywho, not a bad start to the match. But here's the thing. I don't think it was very believable with Lyra giving Rhea a tough fight, because didn't Rhea just like slam Kevin Owens on Raw the other day? Another thing, I'm not sure if Rhea Ripley's hair suits her at the moment. It's probably just in that annoying phase where she's trying to grow it long, but it's like in that annoying phase. I don't know if anyone out there has tried to grow their hair before, or has grown their hair, cut it short, then try to grow it again. Me and my friends, we used to call that phase where it's that annoying phase between being long and being short, where it's no matter what you do, it's messy. We used to call it the Mick Foley hair. Anywho, let's keep going. Instead of reaching over to pull her up and hold her and suplex her, you know how she does this thing where she puts the chick between her legs? She grabs her arms through the chick's legs. I don't know why I'm acting it out, because you can't even see what I'm doing. And then she pulls her up, and the girl kind of flips through, and now like the girl's kind of straddling her whilst Rhea's holding their arms. And then she hooks her for a suplex, and the Lyra's still like on her thighs, and she picks her up for like a deadlift into a suplex. Why don't you just fucking suplex her? It's so much like screwing around with the pulling of the arms through and getting her to straddle you and then hooking. Just suplex her. I know that they do these things because it looks kind of specky, but what does any of that do to make the suplex itself hurt more or wear the opponent out more? Sorry, just being honest. If anything, it's more taxing on the person delivering the move. God, I always have to throw my little digs. Dragon Lee's here at NXT working with Rey Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. You know, he had a little angle with Rey. Roosh is in AEW and he's not on the fucking All-In card. Oh, he made a great decision sticking with AEW. Shut up, nerd. I'm in some mood today. Anyway, Raquel Rodriguez makes a trip all the way to Florida to attack Rhea Ripley during this tag match instead of just waiting for her the next week on Raw. Again, I find that hilarious. Like, because Raquel, she wouldn't have, there's no way that they would have paid for her flight to get there because she wasn't booked on the show while they have that pointless expenditure. So she would have had to fork out her own money to go to Florida just to attack Rhea. And here's the thing that's funny. Like, if this were real, like I always treat it, they would have got separated backstage and then Raquel would just have to grab her bags and head back to the airport to fly out again. What an effort just to attack someone. I love wrestling. It's ridiculous. Dragon Lee pins Dom soon after, so it's kind of foreshadowing what will probably happen at No Mercy. Mello and Trick are backstage. Trick is pumping up Mello. Mello kind of makes a comment that, he's got a little asterisk because of Trick last time. Trick, takes a little bit of exception to Mello kind of thinking that, it was Trick's fault when it was just an accident. But they kind of get over it. Trick looks at the NXT title a couple of times, hands it to Mello. They have their little handshake, whatever it is that they were doing. Very intricate handshake. And it's quite clear where they're headed with this. I'm sure they're going to end up splitting, which I think is a shame because I think Mello and Trick would be cool to see on the main roster together. Let's move forward. Tiffany Stratton, another interview. I don't even know what she was talking about. She said something about Becky Lynch. Tis hot. Get over it, Carl. Yeah, and I've read even again, I wish Regal would return as GM of NXT because she's talking about how there's a 4-way match now, and I just think sometimes it's okay to have a general manager that pops up every now and then just to announce something. So Regal, you're there, bro. Why not just make him GM and pretend he's been GM this whole time? Anyway, flashback to Thea Hale and JC Jane talking about, I don't know, something's gone on with Chase U, and Andre Chase keeps on screwing her out of matches, and she's starting to lose faith in Andre Chase. The next matchup, which didn't even get going, Von Wagner with Robert Stone. He gets attacked by his opponent here, Baron Corbin, during his entrance because they're always looking to cut time on episodes of NXT. I guess this is going to build for a match between Von Wagner and Braun at No Mercy, because Braun ends up getting involved here. You know what? I don't think I've seen Von Wagner wrestle in probably nearly a year because I don't watch the weekly show and he hasn't been on any of the PLEs. So Braun spears the shit out of Von. And I was like, has this match even started? And then, because Baron Corbin and Von Wagner were near the announce table. I believe Von Wagner was going to try and powerbomb Baron Corbin through the table. Braun has just speared the guy, and they cut from the arena. They just cut from the arena to shoot something else. And I was like, why would they do that? Like, it looked like Braun might do something else, considering we'd already had an announce table set up to be put through. Stop with this cutting from the arena when the drama is still taking place. We need to see something happen that gives the viewer confirmation that the drama has completed. You can't have drama still taking place and cut away from it because I'm left sitting here with my dick in my hand. That is a great sentence. I'm left sitting here with my dick in my hand, wondering what the fuck is going on, or what happened, or how it ended. You need to have the segments confirm their completion. You can't still be in the middle of all this madness and just cut away. You can't do that. Anyway, I'm getting annoyed because the light of my blinds is coming through. It's the late afternoon here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to get through this and hurry up and finish off this review. NXT Championship, the main event of the evening. Carmelo Hayes, the champion, defending against Wesley. They're going to slowly split Miller and Trick. It's obvious. They talk about how this is the first time two African-American men have main evented for the championship at NXT. And guess what? They have an African-American referee as well. Very good. And a commentator, Booker T. The African-American men were all over this show. And main event. Melo needs to do something, though, about those pubes on his chin. And why do I keep making comments about people's looks? I hate Wes's pineapple hair. I preferred it when he took the lucky band out of his hair and his hair was just the dreads. Don't have it up in the pineapple, bro. I hate it. I wasn't writing many notes in this. I was just, trying to enjoy this matchup here. It was good. You know that they can have a better match, though. And I think maybe what they were doing was just giving us like a slight flavor of what's to come. Carmelo was closing in on Wes. Looked like he was, getting pretty close to finishing this one off. Got a few problems with the last few sequences here, though. They were going for some kicks to the head, and you could tell that they just were a little bit off. Like they were, it looked like they missed the kicks to the head, and they're still selling it, kind of thing. So that's just something that they need to watch. But here's the thing, right? So Wesley's near the announce table, and Carmelo kind of does his springboard back, and then it's insane what he does. So Wesley, this is Wesley. Okay, this is his head, right? And he's looking that way. Carmelo's bouncing off the second rope, and as he does, he comes back and he DDTs Wesley through the fucking announce table, right? He got fucking destroyed. It looked like he had his neck broken and he was concussed. And then he's back up on his feet, and he's ended up hitting that what do you call it? Oh, the cardiac kick or whatever it is, where he does the two backflips and then he kicks the person in the head on the third flip or whatever. He's managed to hit his finisher after taking that fucking DDT through a table. And yes, I know we're probably not going to be able to monetize this now because I've been swearing so much. And I'm like, sorry, he just got destroyed through a table. How is this happening, right? And then I have an even further of a problem. Wesley goes to do a suicide dive onto Carmelo Hayes, who had rolled to the outside to avoid getting pinned from the cardiac kick or whatever they call it. Wesley goes to suicide dive through the ropes, and Carmelo moves out the way, and Wesley hits the ground and slides, and his skull hits the barricade, and the barricade actually moves in. Like you see it detached from the one next to it. It's like I wrote Ted Beneke himself on the barricade. If you've watched Breaking Bad and you saw how Ted Beneke tripped on the rug and broke his neck by essentially doing the same thing, I thought that should have been the end of the match. I thought Wes should have been knocked out from that. Carmelo should just accept the count-out victory. But Wes managed to just like roll himself backwards, like over his, oh my God, over his head. And he managed to get into the ring before the count of 10. And then Wes gets hit with the nothing but net. And Carmelo retained. So it was all right finish, but I was just a bit anticlimactic or climactic. So there we have it, everyone. My review show here of NXT Heatwave 2023. It's probably sounded like I didn't really enjoy the show, but I did. I might have picked on a lot of things, but I like picking on things with NXT because it's a little cheesy at times, isn't it? It's a little unrealistic the way that their universe is, put together there at the Performance Center. I don't know, but it tickles me. It makes me laugh over kind of how ridiculous the show is. So, you know what? Like, I don't watch the weekly show. Maybe I will, maybe I'll start watching it again. I don't know if I'll review it every week, but We'll see. If it's going to be silly like this every week, then I think maybe I could enjoy this on a weekly basis. But there we have it, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I've got to give it a rating out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I had a very fun time watching this show. It made me laugh. And probably the best show I've seen this week, to be perfectly honest with you. So thank you all again. Karlifornia, WZWA Network. We'll see you down the road. Thank you.
Heatwave! Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Heatwave! You don't give a shit. Heatwave! Get the hell out of here. Heatwave!
WZWA Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. WZWA Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. WZWA Network, that's the way we play. Get.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.